Today we're checking out one of my favorite listings right now in all of Santa Rosa Beach, specifically right here in Point Washington. Completed in 2023, this home was custom built by Top Construction on a 0.29 acre home site, so plenty of room to breathe and escape to make this your own retreat. This is a 4-bedroom residence with a dedicated office, 3-bath, across 2,508 square feet. So what we're gonna do today is give you an inside look at everything inside and outside of this beautiful home. New construction in Point Washington is sometimes hard to come by. I wanna show you exactly why I think this one may be the perfect fit for you and your family. So like I mentioned in the intro, this is one of my favorite listings right now in Santa Rosa Beach, specifically in Point Washington. I actually live around the corner, but what I wanna show you is the level of craftsmanship built out by Top Construction, kind of what makes this so unique, and then when we're looking at the overall community, it's so unique to have a new construction home. There's limited home sites left over here that range from about a 1/4 to a 1/2 acre. Then you have a lot of older construction here in Point Washington. We have a new construction, newish construction. They just did a renovation across the street. And then you have a new construction house to the right of it. But let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the exterior. You have a white painted brick, then you have the gutter system all the way through as a black accent. You'll notice that along the windows as well. Love a little bit more of the taupe color when it comes down to the garage doors. You have a charcoal asphalt roof and a smaller front porch, but plenty of room here for a whole sitting area. Then you can see the mix of the brick along with the cement fiber hardy board. I love the different textures in this space. This is a good representation right here. You have the hardy board, the brick, and then the woodworking right here in the front patio space. The other biggest thing about this spot right here is look how much of a driveway space you actually have. So compared to other parts in Santa Rosa Beach where you have limited lot sizes, over here you're just under 0.3 acres, specifically 0.29. So you can see it's impacted right here in the driveway with how many people that you can actually fit right here without parking on the road. And then on the backyard area, it's immaculate. My wife and I live in Point Washington on a smaller lot, and our goal is to get something of this home size so our kids can run around right here in the front yard, but also that stunning backyard. With all that said, let's go inside and check it out. So this is a custom home built like we talked about in 2023. The biggest thing I want to show you is the overall flow and why new construction here in Point Washington may be attractive as you look for your next home. So you walk right into a formal entryway. You're not walking straight into the living room. There is a nice little separation, place to put your keys, your bags, wherever it may be, right off the front door. But then you walk into your main living space. What I love is that as soon as you walk in, you can just see your backyard from the front door. It's very inviting, open these doors up, and a lot of room for entertaining and hosting. But let's talk about this main living space right now. We have 10-foot ceilings anchored by this Venetian fireplace. You can see we have on right now, it's a gas fireplace, custom built-ins on the right and the left side of it. Easily fit probably 6 to 7 people right here with the current furniture setup. And you can see all the custom choices when it comes down to the light fixtures. What I love is the craftsmanship and the casement along all of the windows and just how wide all these different spaces really feel. Like this, we'll go down in 1 second to the guest bedrooms. Just that nice little front entryway and how wide that space is makes the space look a lot more intentional. Moving over, let's head into the kitchen. We have a massive kitchen island and a breakfast nook comfortably fitting about 4 bar stools as currently set up. Love the black pendants to just add a little bit of dichotomy with the white vent and the white hood and the white quartz countertops. When you have over $1 million home, this is what you want to see. Ample cabinetry, but also look at the size of this fridge. You have white shaker cabinets, the oversized kitchen island like I mentioned. It's about a 9-foot by about 3.5 feet wide. One thing that you'll probably not notice through the listing photos, you have a little bit of the millwork underneath on the island, just to add a little bit of character and texture to the space. Again, massive, massive fridge. Opening this up, I love the little hardware choices with that bronze gold and plenty of storage. Next thing I love is after having our baby girl and my pregnant wife, is that every time we have cabinets along the bottom in our house, it's always hard to kind of bend down. But what's unique about this space is that you have drawers here on the lower cabinets to make that super easy. So you're not necessarily bending over with your knees, you're just bending over a little bit with your back for everything you might need in this space. Now, I love the color choices in this house. You have the white shaker cabinets through here. You have the veining of the Calcutta quartz countertops is also used as the backsplash. And then you have the Sherwin-Williams Greek Villa and Studio Taupe throughout this house. So whether you're cooking or cleaning right here, you can interact with everybody in the main living space, the fireplace, watch the TV, and then also down here in the dining area. Right now, it currently fits 6. You can go a little wider and probably fit 8, depending if you want to have these individual chairs, or if you want to go for a bench style. But I love, again, the natural light pouring through this backyard space. When we compare this to Origins, this is not normal. This is not the standard. But in Point Washington, you have a lot more space to move around. Another look at the kitchen. Of course, when we're talking about the kitchen, we have to talk about the pantry setup. Nice little step-in full pantry right here with custom built-ins. You have storage on the right and left side. We have a mudroom setup coming off of the 3-car garage that we'll check out in 1 second. But as we come down this hall, back into the main living space, we have the French doors leading into the office space. So if you work from home, if you want to have a flex room, whatever it may be, a den setup, you have beautiful natural light coming in right here, 10-foot ceiling, so it feels nice and airy for working from home. Throughout this house, we have luxury vinyl plank. So super easy to clean, doesn't wear as much as hardwood. And I love the light beachy color. And honestly, it ties very well with all the colors, the countertops, all the harder things to change, it ties very well together. Right off of the dining room in its own separate wing of the house, you can see the primary suite. Primary suite does have slightly vaulted ceilings, adding a little bit of volume to the already 10-foot ceilings throughout the entire house. Again, single level, so it's really cool when a builder like Carrot Top Construction does actually build subtle features like that. Now this is a king-size bed, dual nightstands. You can actually go bigger and make those into full dresser nightstands and still have plenty of room. You can see how deep this actually is and how wide this room is. You can have a full sitting area, you can put a bench right here, and it doesn't feel cluttered in the slightest. You can go a bigger dresser, bigger TV, and it all has very good composition. Now, anytime we do these videos, we always have to note what it's like to wake up in this space. And kind of the view, because in Origins, sometimes if you have an interior lot, you may be looking at a little neighbor next door. Here, you're overlooking your green space in your backyard. Now with a primary suite as beautiful as this, we can expect to see an ensuite just as beautiful going through these barn doors. The subtle gray flooring for the tile, laying straight into the double vanity along with a makeup vanity as well. I love the choices of the heights of the mirrors. So you're breaking up the white walls with subtle finishings and then those bronze sconces in between. Now, one thing that stands out as a little bit more of a custom finish is the leathered fantasy brown granite countertops. Just add a really cool look and a ton of character to this space without being too loud or just honestly too different for the current market. We do have a full walk-in shower setup, carrying that same bronze, champagne bronze finishings and features that we've seen throughout the main house. Here in the full walk-in shower, I love these stacked tile leading up from all the way from the floor up to the ceiling. Just that's a great use of being a little bit more of an accent feature in addition to those countertops. But right off, we do have the soaking tub overlooking the windows, the natural light pouring in, ton of privacy with the vegetation and the taller fences. Window treatments will stay with the house. You see the subtle hooks here over here for your towels, and then leading into the closet space. Now this closet, for reference, is about 6 by 14. You see it already has custom built-ins. Feels massive again with those 10-foot ceilings, so you can go a little bit higher if you choose to. Walking back through this space, of course, we have the water closet off to the left. Go ahead and call that a marriage saver. And then here off to the right, we have a full linen closet. Again, ton of storage, especially this being a custom built home, you have to have all of this storage. Now walking back into the main living space, let's go ahead and check out some of these guest rooms. So the primary suite has its own wing of the house. Again, walking through this nice wide casement leading into the 2 guest rooms along this side. Off to the left, we'll call this guest room number 1. Really cool wallpaper choice in this space. Put a queen size bed here with dual nightstands. And then moving back into the hallway, we'll find the guest bath that's gonna serve both of these guest rooms. Over here, we'll check this out in just 1 second. Let's talk about guest bedroom number 2. You see the woodworking as an accent wall, very comparable closet. Then leading into the double vanity bathroom. My favorite part about this overall space has to be the flooring. This unique tile work that we typically don't see here in Point Washington that adds a splash of character. And you notice that followed into over here where you have the low profile shower and tub combo with the subway tile. Moving back through, we've seen 3 bedrooms so far. We're actually gonna move now towards that 3-car garage, the mudroom setup. Just to show you the overall flow of this space. And this doesn't have to be built in, but they took the time to build this in, and I love the overall color. And again, all the extra cabinet space and little storage niches makes this home so functional. Up through here, we have the 4th bedroom. Here is the 3rd bath, right off of the 3-car garage. Love the vanity. It's a little bit more of a wood accent. And then the sconce up here is a really nice touch. Off to the left, before we get to the 3-car garage, we do have the laundry room setup. We have a full sink, nice and deep sink as well. Floating shelves, additional cabinetry, and then more of those pulls in the drawers that we love so much in the kitchen. All these doors too are solid wood, so they have a really nice touch to them. And then we'll show you a brief look at this 3-car garage. We do have room for the attic space right here. A ton of room and opportunities for this. You have 2 bays, you have a 2-car, and then the 1-car over here. Now I keep talking about how much I love the outdoor space and the oversized lot, so let's go ahead and check out what this backyard looks like. Moving outside off the main living space to the lanai, you can see how easy it is if you're cooking out here or grilling to take that and move it back into the kitchen and then over here to the dining space. So it doesn't feel detached just because it's outside. This is all screened in. Seeing that same woodworking up here on the ceiling. You can see where they have their smoker and their grill, and the privacy allowed through these tall fences. You just see how peaceful it is here in Point Washington. You'll see from some of these drone shots just how big this backyard is. If you wanted to put a pool, of course we have a little play area off here to the right. There's so much potential if you wanted to add on to this house in terms of what's in the backyard space. Do a whole summer kitchen right out here without losing space for all your seating area overlooking. This is probably the perfect spot right here for game days. And especially have that pool, you can now open this all out for have the outdoor living space. With no HOA and quiet streets shaded by mature trees, the property offers a peaceful retreat in the Point Washington community. Just minutes away by bike, Eden Garden State Park offers beautiful gardens, the historic Wesley House overlooking Tucker Bayou, and a fishing dock along the water. The Point Washington boat ramp provides convenient access to the Choctawhatchee Bay. We can also put in canoes, kayaks, paddleboards. And if you head directly south, you'll be in Watercolor and Seaside within 5 to 7 minutes, with a future sidewalk leading all the way from here all the way down to the beach. So new construction here in Point Washington is hard to come by, especially when you have a home site just under 0.3 acres with that beautiful finishings and character that we've seen throughout this space. And this is a floor plan done right. So if you have any questions about 264 Eden Drive, make sure you use the information below. Get in touch with me. Can't wait to see you here at the beach soon.